house makes me breakfast, but I don't know how. I live in a future town where the same old local politics are getting me down. Everything's nice and clean and stainless. In school they teach the kids that adolescence is painless. There's a drug for every symptom and two if you're nice. And we're so diverse, we're all alike as laboratory mice. We live in the future now, the future now.
Candy corn, turducken, and tinsel. Oh my. It's that time of year when pumpkin spice, hoodies and flip-flops, and the smell of smoke in the air gets everyone in the mood for sweet treats, family arguments, and ugly sweater parties. Let's talk about the holidays.
Yeah.
Welcome to Generation XYZ. We've got our young gun Gen Z voices, Iyanna.
Hello, everyone.
And Liz.
Hey.
Our millennial queen, Deborah.
Hey, everybody.
And I'm Jim, your Generation X Factor. We're not here to argue, change minds, or solve the world's problems. We just want to bring you perspectives from 3 generations as we try to navigate the world we live in. So we got the holidays coming up.
Yeah.
We are, as we record this, we're right around the corner from Halloween, which I remember reading a cartoon in the newspapers back when newspapers were a thing that everybody read, and cartoons in papers were something that everybody looked at, where some kid is like, his mom's carving the pumpkin, and he goes, I can't wait for Halloween because then it's all downhill till Christmas.
As far as I'm concerned, it's Christmas time already.
Christmas time already?
Yeah,
according to the stores. Yeah, the stores
saying
saying it's Christmas time already.
Halloween was last month.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That's all, that's been every year. It gets earlier and earlier and earlier.
If you're not listening to Christmas music in July, then you're not doing it right.
Yeah, you're not doing it right.
See, I have to wait a little bit later than July. I have to wait till, like Thanksgiving weekend before I actually start getting into it. Because then it's, for me, it gets exhausting.
Yeah, we definitely, or at least in my family, we put up the Christmas tree right after Thanksgiving. But that's partly because that's when everybody's home and my mom doesn't have to put it up by herself. So
yeah, that sounds good. About right.
You're not going to have the Macy Day Parade this year, so.
I know. How do you guys feel about that?
Salty.
It's really sad. I wish they would have done something virtually.
Yeah.
Too much work.
Yeah.
See, I've never been one that had to watch the parade. It was never that big a deal to me. I think my imagination when I was young, I expected more from the balloons than them to be balloons. So
Yeah.
I set myself up for disappointment from the very get-go. And when it's just a big balloon coming along, it's like, oh, okay, it's a big balloon. And watching marching bands, I was a band geek, so I liked marching in parades, but I didn't like watching bands march in parades. So
Makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I get
You
it.
like to be in the action instead of watching the action.
That's me. I got to be in the middle of it. It's all about me.
That's right.
Who else would it be about?
right. It's my world. Y'all are just living in it, So,
The side characters.
yeah, I am the hero of my own movie. So,
There you go.
Yes.
but so no Thanksgiving parade. Christmas shopping is going to be totally different this year than it's been.
Yeah.
Is it going to be 6 feet apart? You're just waiting in line. Are they doing layaway this year?
Yeah. Gotta have a layaway.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that there's a lot of holiday spirit as much going around, I guess, with everything going on, because we're not going to have the traditional holiday experiences like we were discussing before we started recording, whether or not people were going to be trick-or-treating this year. And if so, how is it going to be done, since we can't do it like we traditionally would? What do you guys think?
Trick or treat. Can I get you some sanitizer, please?
I think a lot of what I've read is that they're recommending people to leave barrels of candy at the end of their street and then just have kids, kind of take it.
Oh, no, that's wrong. That's unsanitary right there.
That is. I know that in the city of Virginia Beach, they say, please don't leave candy out like that. If you're going to pass out candy, please pass out candy, wear a mask, and wear gloves. Because, let's face it, kids are nasty.
Okay.
Yeah, they might be in their nose one second, yeah, in their pants the next.
Would it just be better? Would it just be better to buy their children a bag of candy?
That's what I'll be doing. I'll just
Yeah,
take
just
my
go to
son to the
Dollar
store.
Tree or Dollar General or something. Just give them a bag. Even put it in the Easter basket. They'll be fine.
Just throw it at them as they walk by.
Happy Halloween.
Or have them like walk around the house and ring the doorbell several
Yeah.
times to get that experience, trick-or-treating experience.
See, and it was, this is what I want to find out about Halloween specifically before we go into any other holiday traditions or anything like that, because I know that generationally it was different for all of us growing up. For me, the costumes that you bought in the store were literally like the costume was made out of the same thing that plastic picnic table covers are made out of, that thin plastic material, and the masks were made out of paper, or they were made out of this cheap plastic that you put it on, and they had two little nose holes cut out.
You could barely breathe.
You could barely breathe.
And it break.
Oh, it always broke, and it was just one little piece of, elastic piece of string across the back that would always snap, and was just and you were never as cool as you thought you were in any of those. And then
Take it back.
And then I know that because I have millennial kids, that as they were growing up, it became much more about more elaborate costumes, whether they were homemade, and sewn in the house, or bought, but they weren't just plastic drapes that you put on that were branded materials.
Yeah. I think that there were a lot of like costumes that were geared around characters and movies and even like ideas. I remember seeing one, the Pillsbury Doughboy. I remember when that costume came out, everybody was all over that one. Yeah, I definitely think I see what you're saying about the transition from, costumes when you were trick-or-treating and then in my generation. But I definitely think you Gen Zers get the best. Like my son, for example, he's got the one that's a dinosaur where it's air blown into it. So it's really, really big. Yeah. You guys got the best.
Yeah, they get more elaborate. And, as things do, when things get elaborate and out on the market, people start buying them. And then every year they get a little cheaper, and then they become more mass produced and mass marketed and mass used. So with our Gen Zs right here, like, what were y'all's favorite costumes when you were little?
Well, I remember my mama used to get the Halloween costumes on sale after the fact. So she would save them costumes for next year.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And yeah, so I think I remember being like a dark angel or something. And I was Jasmine. I don't know. I forgot Jasmine movie with the little thing.
Like a princess?
From Aladdin?
Yes, Jasmine from Atlanta.
Oh.
Yeah,
Princess
thank you.
Jasmine, yep.
Christmas Jasmine. Yeah, I was her. I remember that one because I thought I was doing something because she got the little crop top on, and I thought I was being a little grown, so a little feisty, a little sassy, walking down the street. During I got my coat on, and then I had the little high heel boots on or whatever. So yeah, I remember that costume. Oh, and Pooh Bear. Don't get me wrong with Pooh Bear. That was my thing back then. But I was burning up.
What about you, Liz?
As long as I can remember, I was always a princess up until like age 10, and I don't look 20, but I was still trick-or-treating at like age 14. The cutoff's like 12.
Oh, girl.
And so it was just like either something that I made or like a princess costume.
I can see that. I was trick-or-treating the other year, last year,
It's because you're short.
Yeah. yeah. You know, I can get, especially when I put a little kid costume on.
Yeah.
They won't know the difference.
I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite things to do on Halloween was my mom would take us to the rich neighborhoods where they gave out whole candy bars.
Yeah, Kim
Yeah.
Creek.
Okay.
Up in there.
Rich neighborhoods, here we come.
I was like, oh shoot, they give me a whole Hershey.
Yeah, I got a whole Snickers.
I'm
You
about
get
to
the
go
long
back
row
around.
of Reese's. Yeah.
I'm just be like,
See, I'm old enough that I'd go out trick or treating, and they would still give out homemade treats,
oh,
like caramel apples that they made at home.
Really?
Oh yeah,
that sounds
just
good.
hand them out to. Yeah, I mean and it was always big candies. I don't remember small candies coming into play until I was too old to trick or treat. So
I think besides 2020 and COVID and all of that, I think homemade treats are sort of frowned upon. That's interesting.
oh yeah, absolutely. Well, people get concerned, and rightfully so. You know, the population gets crazier and crazier the bigger it gets. You know, but there were the urban legends, the urban myths when I was growing up about people sliding razor blades in apples for Halloween. That was the urban legend, that there was all, you know, you don't trust anybody that hands you Halloween or an apple as your Halloween treat, because they probably slid a razor blade in there. And then as I got older, they would talk about like the hospitals would start offering to X-ray candy if you wanted them to X-ray your candy. So then, you know, it became more and more prepackaged candy, and the candy bars got smaller and smaller, snack size and
Fun
then
size.
fun size,
That's
exactly.
I think what scares me more about if we were to still have like pre-packet or homemade candy and stuff is I've seen too many episodes of like hoarders and people have like frozen dead cats in their freezer and stuff. I just can't. I can't do it.
Yeah, you don't know what they got in their house.
I
if
don't
they're
know.
Sanitary. Or
Did you
not.
wash your hands when you made that apple? Like,
That's a good
Right.
point. I never thought about that.
We get candied apples, we would get popcorn balls. There's all sorts of, yeah,
Did you get brownies?
probably. I so don't remember a whole lot of it. You know,
okay.
I've taken more people trick or treating than I ever trick or treated on my own now through my life. So, between giving out candy and taking kids out and watching them get candy and all that, I've watched the portions get smaller and smaller. So yeah, going out for the big candy bars, going to the big neighborhoods or the rich neighborhoods where they gave out the big candy was a thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Is there anything else about the Halloween season did y'all do, because like for when we talk about with COVID, like haunted houses are not a thing this year. Haunted hay rides, all that type of stuff. Was that something that y'all used to do when y'all were back before the world turned sideways? Or was that not a thing that y'all were interested
I remember going
in?
on a field trip to the hay ride.
Near the pumpkin patch and
The
stuff like
pumpkin
that.
patch. I
Yeah.
remember when Halloween comes, because I'm going to the pumpkin patch and I'm getting me a pumpkin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try to get my parents to cut it. But if not, it would just be sitting there until the end of October. And it's just going to be out there sitting, and I'm just going to hope that it's okay.
I'm not going to lie. Preston does have a pumpkin at the house that needs to be carved.
Well, it's okay. It's just decoration. It don't even need to be cut no more. Once we get past October 31st, it's okay.
So there's and that's all right. No Halloween traditions that y'all were really. Trick or treating was the thing. Yeah.
There might be a couple like parties or
Oh,
like
yeah.
Right.
like you said, there might be like some hay rides or something that we go on like with our school or something. But
Right.
other than that, and maybe a couple of Halloween parties that other kids were having. And
Yeah, it was just not that big a thing. Not like rolling on then, because you come out of Halloween, and I don't know how it was for y'all in high school, but right around Halloween, right before or right after, was usually like the homecoming week for high school, and then
yeah.
you get rolling towards the end of the high school football season as you start rolling in towards Thanksgiving. And then, so yeah, Halloween was just sort of, it was the gateway. It was like the cartoon. It was the gateway to the rest of the holiday season.
Yeah.
For me, that meant that the temperatures dropped from the mid 70s to the low 70s. From Halloween into Thanksgiving, growing up in the Mid-South. So, but Thanksgiving is always been that holiday that is, I look forward to the most and least at the same time, because just depending on how much family is going to be around.
And which family is going to be around.
And which family is going to be around, whether I have to travel or I have to host. I mean, everybody has so much.
Yeah.
There can be a lot of stress for Thanksgiving.
Oh my goodness, yes. Last Thanksgiving, my mom had it at her house, and I was helping her, and I said never again. It was too much. Like, you start cooking at least the day before, and you cook all night long, and then you have to host the next day. So you don't really get to sleep for like 2 days. I said,
like a
never
job.
again. I'd rather just go to Bojangles and buy the turkey. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go to Wawa, get that.
yeah. Potato salad and stuff. Like, never again. No, thank you.
Well, I think it's interesting. So my family, last year my grandmother came for Thanksgiving, but usually it's just a family thing, like just our immediate family. And most of it is on my mom. Sometimes I help, but it just depends on if I'm doing schoolwork or something. And it's a lot of work to host, like you're saying. To cook everything and then to make sure dinner or lunch or however, whenever you have it, is there on time is a lot of stress and pressure.
And keep people entertained, and they need this, they need that. But,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna be honest with you. My last Thanksgiving was slacking.
Why?
Mama, we ain't prepared nothing. She thinks she just going to people's houses and hit up their house.
Oh, house hopping for
House
Thanksgiving?
hopping.
That's actually a good idea.
So you ain't gotta do nothing. And I'm sitting here like, okay, so where the food? I don't even mind go buy the turkey and cook the food. But she told me, I don't know about Thanksgiving this year. And I'm sitting here like, no, what I'm supposed to be thankful for? I ain't got no food. But I mean, it worked out though. She did go to this one lady's house and we got some food, and she was nice and she had some cake. But I remember that day because I was going into the house and I had my little nice outfit on. I come in the house I ain't even make it to the doorstep. The lady had a pothole in the freaking sidewalk, and guess where I went? Half of my leg went in the pothole.
Oh, in the cute outfit too? No.
In the cute outfit. Yeah, I was real hurt because I had my nice suede shoes on. I thought I was doing something.
Gotta look out for the potholes in these streets.
It was like, it was leveled. But next thing I know, I got out the car and I had my sister. Man, we both fell on the ground. And that was Thanksgiving.
How much in school, when I was growing up in school, from right after Halloween, I mean, I'm guessing that when all of us were in elementary schools, the teachers would change out the bulletin board.
Decorations.
Yeah, the decorations for every season coming up. For when I was growing up after Halloween, going into Thanksgiving, it was all about the Pilgrims and the Indians. And I have no idea, as attitudes have changed about a lot of stuff. Is that the same thing that y'all experienced? That you remember
Yes.
experiencing in elementary school mainly?
Yeah. And Columbus and turkeys everywhere. Like
Right.
when you take your hand and you make the little turkey, trace your
that's
hand
so
and stuff. And a bunch of orange, like burnt orange and brown. I never liked the colors. Maybe that's why. I can't get down with
all
those.
the autumnal colors.
Yeah.
But did it? And turkeys. That's what I remember. My kids bringing home from the crafts and stuff they did for Thanksgiving, as opposed to Pilgrim stuff. Like I said, they used to be. I mean, we'd make crepe paper Black Pilgrims hats.
Yeah.
You know, and
Oh,
all
and the
that.
teepees.
The Native
And the
American
yeah.
feather.
Yeah, I mean,
hat.
all of that, which I don't know if in today's culture, if that's, you know, if they,
Appropriate anymore.
yeah.
Acceptable.
Well, yeah, if that's still a thing.
Yeah.
I believe they still do the teepees. I don't know about the head thing. I think now they just focus on the pumpkins and the turkeys.
Focus on the food.
The food and what you're thankful for, and you might write
Yeah.
a
Right.
letter to your mom or something, say
Yeah.
thank you for this or that.
I was trying to think of what my son did in school, and I remember one year he had you had to make a turkey, and you had to make a story behind the turkey. Like, what is this turkey's life story? So I don't think they do the Native Americans and
Right.
you know
Right.
all that
And it's
pilgrims.
interesting. It's just over time, you know, there are shifts, there are cultural shifts, and it's still the same intent. It's still the holiday, and it's time to be thankful. And it's just the focus of outside of being thankful. The what am I trying to? The iconography, the icons, the stuff you know that we look at, that we present as that, you know, holiday or whatever. It changes over time. Well, on Thanksgiving Day, the meals. Oh my goodness! See, that was. I didn't care how frustrating. There was at least an hour there where all I was doing was just eating as much food as I could because there was so much
I
food.
know. You don't eat all day, do you, until you get to that dinner time?
I try not to, but then you find out that you're just like, oh, see, I haven't eaten all day, so my stomach's shrunk. I can't fit as much food in.
Yeah.
Well, I can't win here.
We call that eyes getting bigger than your stomach. where I'm
Yeah.
from.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And everybody did turkey. I mean, that was what that was your
I'm
staple.
so sick of turkey. Why does it always have to be turkey? Like, why?
They got,
Where did that come
they
from?
got deer.
Deer. I never had deer. I don't know. Who does deer?
The Indians. Well, I've been watching the documentary about Thanksgiving, and the real thing is not turkey anyway. Somebody just made that up.
Okay, I
That's
was
just
wondering
a
where did
myth.
that come from. I'm so sick of turkey.
But if you're so sick of turkey, girl, just do something else. What you
Like
want?
our board
What, you want to have a
says.
chicken for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, like our board says, pardon my turkey.
Yep. Yes, it does.
You want the turducken that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna have to get some turducken.
I wouldn't mind trying that turducken.
It's an interesting. You got to have a lot of people because that's a lot of meat
Oh.
to go around. So,
For us, a tradition on Thanksgiving was rolls. My mom would make breakfast rolls, and then we would have dinner or lunch, and then afterwards we'd have the dessert. And so you had like your choice of pie and ice cream, and then you get really tired. The itis.
Yeah. Itis.
Get some rolls in the morning.
Yeah,
I'm coming
rolls.
to your house, girl.
Okay.
All right.
I like to start with dessert first, personally.
You know, me too, because I could be hungry, right? But I really love sweets. So, like, somebody first tell me they got some cake or something, I'm going to the sweets first. Then I'd be
Right.
like, wait, I do got to eat first. And then you don't want to be rude when you go into somebody's house and be like, you want the sweet over the food.
Or what if you want like more of the dessert than what they give you? You don't want to be like greedy and be like, why did you give me that little piece? Like,
Yeah.
was there a dessert for y'all growing up with Thanksgiving? I mean, we all, unless we're really trying to watch our cholesterol levels, not all of us eat, turkey on a regular basis. It's like,
Or the ham.
right. So, turkey. Yeah, we're not baking turkeys at home except for Thanksgiving holiday. Was there other meals, like certain desserts that were really not necessarily only on Thanksgiving, but that's when the only time you really remember them being around, or other foods that you like? I'm so looking forward to Thanksgiving because that's when I can get this.
Collard greens and cabbage.
oh, yeah. Well, for desserts, sweet potato pie.
Yeah, sweet potato
I've never
pie.
had sweet potato pie.
Taking you home with me.
Yeah, you gotta get some sweet potato pie.
Or colored greens.
They got Patty LaBelle pie in Walmart.
But you know what? I've never had Patty LaBelle's pie.
Neither have I.
Oh, it's a little small one. It's good.
Liz.
You gotta go to Walmart.
You coming with me? I'm putting you in my pocket. And you going,
Can we have our own Thanksgiving?
You're gonna have You're gonna have a
Can we
4-day
go-
holiday,
can I go to
4-day
North Carolina
Thanksgiving
with you?
week is what you're
Yeah.
gonna have. You're gonna have meals. We'll just have to schedule it and round robin everybody.
And be like, I'm coming to your house.
Yep. Banana pudding is another one.
Never had banana pudding.
Light drops.
Now, sweetheart, what's the desserts?
Apple and pumpkin pie.
That's
Oh,
Christmas.
oh yeah, that is the Christmas.
Well, it's
thing.
Christmas too, but it's also Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Pumpkin
yeah,
pie.
feel you.
Oh, I can't get down with pumpkin pie. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm
I
sorry.
like the crust. And like some, it depends.
Take the
on-
pumpkin out.
Yeah, it depends on who make it. Sometimes it be like real burnt, and then sometimes it just don't got no flavor right. It ain't right.
Yeah. What about you, Jim?
For I'm strangely enough, I love like a sweet potato casserole, that's got the pecans baked into it and all that.
Cool.
I love something like that, but I'm not a fan of sweet potato pie. I don't know why. It's just for some reason my brain loves one. It's not a fan of the other. I love me some apple pie. Hot apple pie with a scoop of ice cream on top of it. Shh. But I love a good ham. That's I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because that's the only time I cook up a full ham is over Thanksgiving. But I'll cook up a ham that I'll actually start the day before. I'll put it in the crock pot.
The crock pot.
Yeah, because I'll get a. Well, it doesn't matter if it's a pre-cooked or just amount of time, if it's pre-cooked or not. But I'll put it in the crock pot, and I'll fill about probably 2/3, 3/4 of the way with water, because it's just going to steep in there. But then I pour almost a whole bottle of like maple syrup in it, and that, as it slow cooks, you get that real nice sweet ham.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like and I'll eat off of
I'm
that
gonna have
for.
to get a piece of your ham.
Yeah, exactly. That's
We put like little pineapples on ours.
yeah. It's the same type of thing. It's just it's that slow cook thing. So it's as it cooks as some of it gets absorbed or steams
Caramelizing.
off. Yeah, exactly. You just add more on there and it just seeps all in there. That nice slow cook and
I'm getting hungry.
It's making my mouth water.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry thinking about it too. I'm like, okay.
I want some collard greens, cabbage, some ham.
You know what I want though? I want some
And some
baked,
bread.
some baked mac and cheese, like with
Oh,
a
that-
little bit
yeah.
of burnt on the top.
I know what you're talking about.
Wait, what, Jim? You know about that?
See, I'm not a fan of mac and cheese either. It's just I know, and it's like.
I understand.
I'm-
I had to grow into macaroni and cheese.
For some people, can skip it.
But not, yeah, skip it.
And I can,
More for everybody
and
else.
actually, what it really is I can't stand the smell of Kraft mac and cheese. The smell of that, I don't know what it is. If it's something in it, just literally,
You don't
just
like chemicals in your cheese?
yeah. That's,
Oh no, you got to make it from scratch.
so,
Yes,
and I can appreciate. So it turned me off of mac and cheese as a whole, and so I've had some mac and cheese, and there's some that if it's baked, yes, there you go. That's easier for me to eat, but it's not something that I go out of my way to make or to go after.
Yeah.
Because again, I mean, COVID, 2020. What else can we say? 2020. Because of 2020, have y'all planned out what's different about Thanksgiving this year for y'all that y'all know of?
Traveling?
I mean, do you usually travel?
I usually do because I'm from North Carolina, so I usually go down to see my mom and family. I think that I still might go see my mom, but I'm going to want to know how many people she'll be hosting before I go because, my number one concern is making sure that I keep my kids safe from COVID. So,
I had a Lysol at the door.
yeah, and if she is having a lot, I'll be like, can you bring me a plate outside? You know what I'm saying? So, what about you guys?
I definitely agree. If we go anywhere traveling, I'm going to be having my sanitizer and my Lysol ready.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll do what you do. Just bring your plate at the door, please. I'm not walking in there. Yeah, somebody invited me to the Halloween party. I'm sitting here like, yeah, I'll get back with you. I don't know about that. I don't even got no costume. I'm not ready. I ain't even touched it back.
Are they giving out candied apples?
I doubt that. I doubt that. I think they just go in there to show off their costume, take a little picture and party. Maybe have a little bit of food, but I doubt that.
Oh, I hope they're social distancing and masking it up.
That's what I
they're
said.
not.
You know they're not. That's why I said, yeah, I'm doing my work.
Okay.
Is there anything different you're doing this year, Liz?
No, so my family just does a small Thanksgiving together, so it won't be anything different
Oh,
for
okay.
me.
Right.
Can I get the rose though?
Ask Mom to fix collard greens this year
Okay.
and sweet potato pie.
And some sweet potato casserole. You make that, Jim? The casserole?
I haven't in a long time.
Oh, because I would like some if you do.
If I make stuff, because it's going to be a small Thanksgiving for me this year, as far as I know, unless unexpected visitors happen to materialize.
Iyanna.
But what I was going to say is if I make plenty of stuff, I'll have plenty of stuff left over. And, yeah, we can figure out how to do COVID-free post-Thanksgiving Thanksgiving
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
if we want to do that. Yeah, because I usually, some years I'll go to Arkansas, visit my family, and there'll be easy 20 people or more there. And it's big, and then we stuff ourselves and inevitably have to watch the Cowboys play football. I mean, it's as typical of Southern Thanksgiving as you can think of when, I go down and visit the family for,
Is the football on this year?
yeah, as far as I know.
Oh, okay.
As far as I know.
So I have a question for those of you that are married or have been married. How does Thanksgiving work for you guys? Like, are you obligated to go to your significant other's family? Like, how does that separate, especially for the holidays?
That's a good question, Liz.
Deborah sits silent on that. In the spirit of compromise, what I have done in the past would sort of switch off where it would be like one holiday with my significant other's family. Mm-hmm. So if it was Thanksgiving with their family, it'd be Christmas with my family.
And then the year would switch.
Right. But as we live further and further away from families, like more than 1,000 miles away, as I've gotten older, you get to a point where you do set your own traditions, and you're going to want to set your own traditions because you're going to want, and you're going to feel, I'm sure Deborah's probably in the middle of this right now, you're going to feel the pressure of your family and your in-laws wanting you to come and wanting you to bring the kids because they want to see the kids, the niece, nephew, grandbaby, whatever. And you get to the point where you go, I really want to start doing this on my own. If y'all want to come visit us, we're happy to have you. But I want to sort of do this at my house and have y'all helping me cook so I can go to bed early and y'all can stay up late and I'm in my own bed.
And you guys can travel all those hours to come see us rather than the other way around. But when we are home, because again, we have to go to North Carolina, both my husband and myself are from North Carolina, we might do like, he'll go visit his family because I'm usually helping my mom at the house, cooking, cleaning, entertaining people. So that's normally what I'll do. I'll stay and help my mom, and him and the kid will travel back and forth, or house hop, typically. So, and then they'll just eat at both houses. So, and sleep at whichever house you end up at. So that's it. That's how it works for us. So
That's interesting because I don't have someone like that. So it's just always been, eat with the family and then that's it. So that's
So
interesting.
you're going to switch it up when you get older, Liz?
maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We'll
You'll
see.
take it as it goes. I mean, that's part of what the relationship's about, is trying to navigate those waters. And you just go, hey, look, you know what? Let's do it this way this time, and we'll make the best of it. Next time we'll do it the other way, and if you're lucky, the person that you're with you're both going to say, hey, let's do this, and you'll both go, yeah, let's do it that way. Either go see your parents, go see their parents, or don't go anywhere. And you just go, we're happy with however we do it, and we'll just won't answer the phone for 2 days because people are going to be frustrated. So,
Yeah, I like the idea of starting your own tradition.
yeah.
That's how it starts.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, it's it's obviously it's harder to do if you're still living at home, obviously with your family, or if you're, only a 10 minute drive away. But it's always worth. I mean, that's what growing up for me. That's what that was, that sort of breaking away from the whole family experience, was starting to do those types of things on my own and enjoying having my group, my people, that I wanted there. So,
Yeah. Worst come to worst, Liz, if there's a house you don't want to go to, go there first. That way you have an excuse to leave and go to the second house.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, go there first to get it out the way. Just knock it out.
You didn't hear that from me.
exactly. And then, so, we go through Thanksgiving where we've pigged out on as much food as we possibly can and put up with family as much as we can, whether we're sleeping in our own bed or we're sleeping in the bed we grew up in, or we're sleeping in our siblings' guest room because they're hosting it this year, and we're going, oh my God, I just want to take a shower where I actually have enough hot water to finish it and all of that. Yeah. And then automatically we go into Black Friday, which has been a tradition forever, and getting asked by the families or the friends, or figuring out, hey, you can go shopping with us. And some people want to go out at midnight on Thanksgiving night, and some people want to go out the next day, blah, blah, blah. But that starts rolling us into the Christmas season then. So that's when the Christmas carols start all the time on the radio. They're playing in every store you walk into. You hear the Christmas music, everything from Rudolph to White Christmas to Wham's Christmas song, Cher's Christmas song.
I love that. Just the Christmas music.
Yeah.
There's a station that only plays Christmas music at that time. I don't know what the station is, but I just love to put it on that channel.
Right. And then, you roll through for a month.
Movies.
Lifetime movie. So yeah, then you start getting into the Christmas mood, and Liz had been living with it since July.
Michael Bublé.
So
All I Want for Christmas is You.
But how do you start? I mean, is that when you start doing your serious Christmas shopping? Is after Thanksgiving, and what do you do to prep for Christmas at that point?
Well, one thing I will say is every year I always say I'm going to start shopping early. I'm going to start January all the way through December, but I'm always one of those last minute shoppers for Christmas. So I used to just love to be out in the Black Friday energy, just in the chaos, just out there, just grabbing stuff because I know other people are going to go grab stuff. So it's something about that Black Friday feel. But nowadays, I find shopping online a lot easier in my old age.
You're not old. Stop that.
Girl.
What do you guys think?
Well, honestly, I think, I shop a little bit early. No, I'm lying. Last year, I shopped the day before.
The day
Oh my
before
God.
Christmas?
Yes, ma'am.
You did all your shopping the day before Christmas?
I
Or?
hit up that Burlington and that other store, and I hit them up. Well, because I was working at Busch Gardens, so I was there a slave. I was there all day. 8 in the morning to Busch 12. So, but that day I told them I have to leave.
Okay.
And I have to go get this. I ain't make this money for nothing. So I got to go get I was about to say my kids, but my siblings some presents. But yeah. But I feel like when I do get older though, I'm gonna be a little early. We get like something here and there, maybe 2 or 3, and like maybe in October, then go from there. I know my mom, now this year I think she's doing a little bit better, but she'll get a sale tour or something and wait till get it for Christmas or something.
Okay, so I'm I'm always thinking about what to get someone, what the next thing is, like what the next holiday. So I always have like a gift in mind for my parents, my siblings. It's just whether I can find the best deal. So I'm always looking like online or like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, stuff like that to see when I could find whatever it is I'm looking for on sale. So usually it's pretty, and I don't want to shop too early because I always want to give them that gift that I get right when I get it. So I have to shop like
Later.
in November, but definitely I have ideas of what I want to get everyone.
Yeah, you'd be anxious. You probably just want to give it to them right then.
Absolutely. I did that with my sister. I got her a makeup palette, and I was going to give it to her for Christmas, and I just gave it to her because I was so excited to see her reaction and stuff like that.
So as one of the things, when I was growing up, I don't remember, we've talked about this before a little bit, somewhere or another. You're one of the ones that were recorded or maybe off in the hallway somewhere, but talk about when I was growing up, for me, I had 3 TV stations. I had ABC, NBC, CBS.
Yes, you did.
And, you know, the Christmas programming that came on, the holiday programming, I grew up before VCRs were a thing. VCRs became a thing when I was in my mid-teens, early mid-teens. But if you missed a show, you missed it. It wasn't, you couldn't just pick up your phone and watch it, you know, stream it or find clips of it on YouTube or anything like that. You missed it. So it was more quote unquote appointment television. If Charlie Brown, Merry Christmas Charlie Brown was coming on Thursday night, you wanted to watch it, you were there Thursday night to watch it when it aired. So we had all the specials, you know, there's the classics, Rudolph. Frosty, Charlie Brown. And I know they've pushed for others that have, or other shows that come on regularly, but those were the ones I grew up with. So those are always the real hardcore classics in my brain. What did y'all grow up with? I mean, this is what I find most interesting with our conversations is that the generational thing, the crossovers, because Deborah remembers a time before streaming, but you could pick stuff up on videotape or on DVD, and you could rent it or buy it in the stores. Sometimes if it was a holiday thing, it would come out, you know, for the holidays. And then for our Z Nation, you know, y'all just, you've always had access to it, period. You could watch it whenever you want. In July, you could watch it every day from then on if you needed to.
I remember when Blockbuster was a thing. So you had the DVDs, and if you wanted to watch it, you would just walk up to the store and go through the Christmas section and just watch whatever you want. I remember watching Frosty the Snowman. Yeah, Rudolph. But I also remember watching a little bit more of the adult movies, like Home Alone.
Right.
Things like that.
I do remember the Home Alone. They got Home Alone 1 and 2. And he be doing some stupid stuff. Yeah.
Is there a favorite? Whether it's a movie?
Oh, the Polar Express.
Polar Express, your favorite? Mm-hmm. That's the one you grew up with. That's the one that's embedded in.
Yes, I remember especially in elementary school, they had they always play that same movie, and I keep watching it. And then I keep remembering that girl when she had I think she had the bell or something in her pocket, and her robe was broke. And
That was the boy. But I know what you're saying. Yeah.
the boy. I must have forgot.
It's my favorite. I don't remember anything about it, but it's my favorite of all time.
Look, I just knew I was right. It's okay.
I think he had a little sister or something, but she didn't get on the Polar Express.
No, yes, you're right. It was the little sister. I remember.
Are you talking about the girl with the braids?
Yeah, the girl with the braids with the two balls on it.
I don't know. I guess my favorite would be the animated remake of A Christmas Carol with like Daffy Duck and Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse.
Oh, okay. The Disney, yeah.
Oh, and them Tyler Perry movies.
Don't get me started on Tyler Perry.
What about you, Deb? Do you have a favorite from when you were growing up? I mean, the one that imprinted itself on that you had to watch every year, maybe still do?
Still to this day, I have to see every Christmas season. I have to see Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys. I don't want to see Rudolph Shiny New Year. Don't give me any other Rudolph. Give me the Island of the Misfit Toys with the elf who wanted to be a dentist.
I've never
That
seen
one?
that.
Never seen that one.
Nobody wants Charlie in the box.
Yes.
I gotta
Liz,
watch that.
you're coming with me. I'm gonna give you all of the good stuff. You've never seen that one either?
The Elf on the Shelf.
No, Rudolph. It's a class. It's a regular Rudolph because
I
there's
don't know.
because it
You
was
got the Rudolph with the red-nosed reindeer.
Yeah, but there's like a bunch of different Rudolph movies.
I didn't know.
But there's the one with the Island of the Misfit Toys that I have to see that every year.
Okay, well, I
We're
guess
gonna,
I'll
we're
go to
gonna
your
watch
house
that.
and watch that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a girls' movie night. And Jim, you never mind. You can come, Jim. We're gonna watch.
I'll wear my nightgown if I need to. So
It's okay. Bring your robe.
put in my braids. Let Deborah set my edges.
Yeah,
She does a good job.
Edges
Lay
laid.
them edges.
She did a good job. Shoot.
Let me know your edges, Liz.
Oh, she looks good with those. I still have the picture in my phone.
Yeah, I see her. The edges was
10.
slayed.
She was on 10.
She was on 10.
Okay.
Oh, so we got Polar Express, Christmas Carol, Rudolph. Yeah, mine was always Charlie Brown. That
Oh yeah,
that's
I like
the
Charlie
one
Brown too.
that of all of them. I mean, I love Rudolph. I love the Grinch. I love
The wonk wonk
I
wonk.
love the Grinch. I'm gonna forget that. I gotta
Yeah,
see the
how we
Grinch
forget
every
that?
year.
You know,
But
I
the
love-
original one.
yeah
not
the original one. Yeah,
not the
I'm not a
remake.
fan of the Jim Carrey one.
Yeah.
I love the movie A Christmas Story. I love the movie Elf. There's so many, but yeah, if I don't get to watch any other, I will find a way to watch Charlie Brown. For some reason, that's the one that I connected with. I think that's the one that for me set in my brain growing up in Southwest Arkansas, where I didn't see real snow on the ground until I was probably in 5th grade. So, you know, when you're being imprinted on what the holiday season is supposed to be, and it's all snow and, you know, cold weather and, you know, coats and scarves and ice skating and all that whole, just that opening scene in Charlie Brown where they're all skating on the pond and the snow is, you know, hip deep and they're throwing snowballs at cans on a fence post. All that imprinted on, oh, I really wish that's what Christmas was like for me, you know? So, but it's also the one that the themes of it just for whatever reason really resonated with me. So that's my go-to. And that's the one that made me like jazz too, because I like the music from it too. That's the one that actually got me interested in jazz music, listening to jazz. So yeah, it all pieces together. And then as we get ready to wrap, we won't even get into New Year's unless y'all really want to. But I mean, New Year's it's the quote unquote grown up holiday. That's
Turn up time.
yeah, turn up time.
Get yourself some sparkling apple juice.
Okay.
Exactly.
That Welch's.
In the plastic flute, right?
Yeah.
Yes, do that.
But I mean, obviously, the last question about Christmas would be, because we know getting together for Christmas is similar to getting together for Thanksgiving. You know, if you're not with family already, but do you have a favorite Christmas present? Do you have a Christmas present that stood out the most, that still stands out as, you know, you may not still have it, you may not wish you still had it, but it's the Christmas present that stands out most in your memory from growing up?
I think that my parents would probably kind of be surprised to hear that it was some of the simplest gifts that I remember the most. I know on a previous podcast we talked about nano pets. I will never forget the year that I got my little nano pet. I think I had like 3 or 4 of them. That I just stayed in my room all day and played with my nano pets. And my mom also bought me this Barbie that it came on a little stand that had wheels on it, and so it with a remote control, so you could just control your Barbie, and she would spin and dance. And I played with her all the way up and down the hallway one year. And I had a lot of good Christmases, but those two simple toys are two that I'll never forget. So, what about you, ladies?
Well, I can say the first gift. Well, I remember all my gifts really, but this one Christmas, I was in there tearing up because I got my first little iPhone 4, and I don't know, cause like I knew we it depends if we had the money or not to get it or whatever. I don't know what they did that year to work their magic. But I was opening, I seen the little box. I picked the box up. I'm sitting here like, what's this? Probably not what I want, but I'll take it. And the next thing I know, I open the box. I'm like, oh, shoot, it got an Apple sign up there. Oh, look, I'm on all the pieces. I'm about to call all my friends up. We about to be, I think I was going to middle school, so I'm about to be, girl, after Christmas, girl, we about to be in the bathroom taking pictures, girl. Yeah, so that was, I remember that, Frederick, because I was in there. Oh, thank you.
That definitely made an impression. I can tell that from here. What about you, Liz?
Oh, geez. There was a point in my childhood where my parents, I have 3 siblings, so they didn't have a lot of money one year. And I remember I only had 2 pairs of pants for the entire year of 7th grade. And so I struggled with like bullying and stuff like that. And that Christmas, I remember getting these really nice pair of jeans and a couple of pairs of shirts. And that meant everything to me. And I started getting into fashion and stuff like that. And you could tell that my parents put a lot of thought into those gifts. And so that meant a lot.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Actually, that's awesome. I mean, because you talk, it's the fact that it's, you said that got you interested in fashion, and so yeah, that's when something makes that much of an impact. That's great. That's whether it's a Christmas present or just a thing, but when something makes that much of an impact, I'm always happy to hear stuff like that. It's just like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for me, see, I was such a geek. I was Star Wars toys. That's the thing. Christmas after Star Wars came, I was such a Star Wars freak. I mean, good Lord, I lived, ate, breathed Star Wars. So anything, if it was Star Wars related, I was into it. If somebody dressed as Darth Vader was on a late night show for some reason, I tried to make sure I was up to see Darth Vader on the late night show. Yeah, so that Christmas, I mean, I remember sitting on the floor so long playing with all those Star Wars toys. I was 19 at the time, by the way. No, I'm teasing. I would have been 10 or 11, somewhere in there. But sat on the floor for so long playing with, that my back ached for the entire next day. The day after Christmas, it hurt because I had just been hunched over playing with toys on the floor all day long.
Must have been easy to shop for then.
Oh, I'm sure I was back then. Now it's totally different. I mean, I'm still happy to get Star Wars stuff, but it's like, here, Jim, here's a Star Wars Hawaiian shirt. Yeah. So, all right. Hey, any last question? What you looking forward to for this holiday season, as best you can, with all the way the world is? What are you looking forward to for this holiday season in general?
Everybody being, safe, healthy, happy. Now that I'm a parent, I love to see the look on my son's face when he opens his gifts. I'm glad to know that I can give him some of those same feelings that I got when I was opening my gifts coming up. So that's it for me.
I like that, girl. I want to do that to my kids too. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the food though. I don't care if I house hop or not, but I'm gonna make something.
The food.
There you go.
I really like the holidays because it gives me a chance to be extra thoughtful. I'm all about being thoughtful and trying to surprise people,
Make
and I'm
people
super
happy.
excited to
Yeah, me
shop for
too.
them.
Cool. Yeah, what I'm looking the most forward to is actually just, for some reason, this will be the first time in a long time that I think I can just relax and enjoy both Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just not be stressed out about, even with all the stresses in the world in some ways, because it sort of forces me to stay at home. I appreciate being able to do that. I appreciate being able to just enjoy the time, whether I'm doing it with 2 or 3 people, or if, we end up having, within safety, social distancing, official limits and all of that, but, sharing some sort of holiday thing all together. But I appreciate y'all. I'm thankful that y'all are here.
We're thankful for you too, and thank you for having us.
And y'all aren't scaring me this Halloween. And
No, not at all. Unless I have a mask on. I already have my mask on. So is that my costume?
yeah, exactly. That's where I'm coming from too. I'm going to go as Jim with a mask. That's what I'm going to be for Halloween. All right, y'all. Until next time, I appreciate y'all. This is Generation XYZ.
Yep.
There it is.
I live in the future now. My house makes me breakfast, but I don't know how. I live in a future town, but the same old local politics are getting me down. Everything's nice and clean and stainless. In school they teach the kids that adolescence is painless. There's a drug for every symptom, too, if you're nice. And we're so diverse, we're all alike as laboratory mice. I live in the future now, the future now. I married my future wife, but I had to take a mortgage on the rest of my life. We live in a future world where sometimes I can't tell if she's a robot or a girl. Now everything we need is just to keep us away. We're shopping, shopping, shopping through the night and all day. Deliveries are endless to our snug little hive, while our neighbors troll each other just to feel like they're alive. We live in the future now, the future now. We live